Today on eNEWS, how Lethbridge got fired up at a gun show over the weekend, a look at how some southern Albertans are finding a way to combat rising food costs, and an in-depth look at the possible health risks of workout supplements. Welcome to eNEWS. I'm Cole Sweer.
And I'm Sarah Redekop, and here's today's top story. A world-renowned journalist made a stop at Lethbridge College last week. Covering Syrian refugees now calling Lethbridge home, she took time to share her experience with future journalists in the Digital Communications and Media program. Jonathan Guignard has more on her story.
People click off the story.
With stories to share and advice to give, CNN digital reporter Moni Basu made a quick visit to Lethbridge College. It was all part of her trip from Atlanta to cover a story on a Syrian refugee family that now calls Lethbridge home. Basu has made a name for herself across the globe, covering stories from the Iraq War to the earthquake in Nepal. Her job has taken her all over the world.
But journalism forces me to go outside my comfort level, go outside my circles, and meet people who are very different than me. For instance, I don't think I would have ever made it to Lethbridge.
But she did, and through extensive research, Basu came across the Facebook page titled Syria to Lethbridge. The page was started by Mennonite pastor Ryan Dewick. Dewick is sponsoring a Syrian family and felt Basu was someone he could trust.
Just observing some of her work in the past in desperate war zones and earthquake zones, and just seeing the stories that she pulled out of those places, it gave me confidence that she could do that here as well.
So I messaged him, and we had a great conversation on the phone, and he was one of the reasons I chose this place, because he was very open with me.
Basu spent many years with various newspaper organizations before joining CNN 7 years ago. She says it's allowed her to focus on what she cares about.
In the last few years, I focused my work greatly on issues of trauma and human resilience, and that's why I'm very interested in the Syrian refugee crisis right now.
Being surrounded by trauma hasn't always been easy for Basu, but has taught her something valuable.
What I learned is that you also see the best of humanity, because people really step up to help others in need.
As Basu heads back to Atlanta, she leaves with a heavy heart. That's because she has spent valuable time in Lethbridge getting to know many of the Syrian refugee families along with members of the community. For eNEWS, I'm Jonathan Guignard.
Basu spent about a week in Lethbridge. She says she plans to return to this city sooner rather than later.
The debate is raging in the local exercise and bodybuilding communities these days. Are workout supplements healthy or harmful? Athletes are looking for information, whether hitting the gym to lose weight or increase muscle. I had the chance to look deeper into this issue. Healthy or not, workout supplements have shaken their way into the lives of Canadian athletes. However, from protein powder to pre-workout to creatine, little is known about them. One of the major criticisms facing the workout supplement industry is that consumers don't know all the chemicals added to the product. Providing peace of mind on the flip side is that every supplement on the market has been approved by Health Canada. Despite possible health risks, according to Forbes magazine, in 2012 the supplement industry raked in over $32 billion. Lethbridge College students, including athletes, have mixed feelings on the supplement industry.
Being an athlete on the volleyball team here, we're not allowed to use that, so it's a banned substance for us, so I feel other people should not be allowed to use it either.
Yes and no, I personally take creatine myself. I've seen good increases from it, but I don't think it's very good for your skin, and depending on the person and stuff, it can affect you in the wrong way.
As long as you follow the right procedures with it, I think it's all right. It has more benefits than consequences, in my opinion.
According to the Lethbridge College Fitness Center, people should do their homework before buying and consuming supplements.
I think it's just making sure you're reading the labels, doing your research on them, reading about what companies have what benefits you're looking to get out of the workout.
The fitness center stresses the importance of the research. If you're interested in learning more about the health benefits and risks, or finding the right supplement for yourself, be sure to talk to professionals like personal trainers before purchasing the product. According to the Nutritional Business Journal, the supplement industry could be over $60 billion by 2021.
Lethbridge College's Be Fit for Life Center hosted Winter Walk Day for both staff and students. Winter Walk Day is a day where people are encouraged to get together outside for a 15-minute walk despite the cold weather. On the first Wednesday of February each year, hundreds of thousands of Albertans participate. Caitlin Wilson is standing by live with more on the story.
Thanks, Sarah. 280 students and 60 staff members here at the college participated in Winter Walk Day. Last Wednesday, staff and students were challenged to see who could be participants, and the students won by a landslide.
Getting outside and walking was the goal of Alberta's 10th annual Winter Walk Day. The Be Fit for Life Center at Lethbridge College hosted the event. A mix of both staff and students took part in the 15-minute walk around campus. Project coordinator Tiffany Wadeen says it's important to stay active and not hibernate during the winter months.
Generally, people become a lot more sedentary in the winter. Summer, people are always outside enjoying the weather, and in the winter, the weather is not always the nicest.
But some students say, despite the cold, they still find ways to stay active.
Since we're so close to the mountains, I just go snowboarding, go skiing, or hike.
Here in Lethbridge, I find the winters are pretty mild, so it's like I just love running out in the snow and just kind of hitting the trails.
There's gyms, and I have a gym membership. As you can tell, I keep in shape. No, I don't. And snowboarding. Snowboarding is also good. I like snow.
I find that if you're going outside, it's harder, but if you have a gym membership, it's good.
Last year, 160,000 people across the province participated in Winter Walk Day. Lethbridge College's Be Fit for Life Center hosted 2 events, the one here at the college and the other for the community at Henderson Lake. Both events were free, and afterwards the participants enjoyed hot chocolate. Wadeen says Winter Walk Day does more than just get people outdoors.
There's only so much you can do in your house, so if we can get even families and kids outside and moving, they're just going to lead a healthier lifestyle.
Winter Walk Day is supported by safe, healthy, active people everywhere and Alberta's Be Fit for Life network.
Thanks, Caitlin. Any surprises on Winter Walk Day?
Well, you might be interested to know that the biggest group of student participants were international students experiencing it for the first time and students from the college's nursing program.
Well, thanks a lot, Caitlin.
Winter can be a tough season to get through in southern Alberta, where you face extreme conditions ranging from hurricane winds to bitterly cold temperatures. Tanya Plain-Eagle sat down with the Be Fit for Life program administrator to talk about ways to remain active during the winter months.
Thank you for joining us for Campus Horizons. I'm sitting here with Allison Pilsner, the program administrator for the Be Fit for Life program. So Allison, can you tell us what the Be Fit for Life program offers?
We offer a variety of programs here at the college. We offer all the fitness and recreation classes. So as far as the Zumba, the cycle classes, yoga classes. We also offer workplace wellness programs for workplaces in the community. We're out in schools doing programs for children, getting them active. And we also do all the law enforcement testing and training for the new police recruits that are coming into different agencies.
Okay. So I know it's the winter months now, and people are starting to get less motivated to work out because of the cold and the wind. What is some advice to, I guess, overcome that?
So I feel that it's always important to maybe have a buddy to work out with. That'll maybe help you keep motivated in the winter months. Also, just bundling up for the weather. There's nothing better than getting outside and maybe just putting on the right type of attire. And then also another thing you can do, there's some great fitness apps that are out there that maybe can keep you motivated throughout the winter months as well. Just downloading on your iPhone.
Well, thank you for joining us for the Campus Horizons, and thank you, Allison, for joining us today.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
If students don't want to exercise outside, one option is to purchase a membership to the Lethbridge College phys-ed facility.
Prospective students and members of the community recently had a chance to experience the courses and services offered by Lethbridge College. People were able to tour facilities and ask questions about some of the unique programs the college has to offer. Erin Haugen reports on Open House.
I came out here in 2012 after I graduated from grade 12. Former students turned employees had the chance to share their experiences as Lethbridge College opened up its doors to the community Saturday. Prospective students and others were able to see what programs the college has to offer, as well as tour the college to view its facilities and technology.
Really, we just want to open our doors to prospective students, their families, members of the community, alumni. Let them come onto campus.
In addition to being able to chat with instructors and current students, prospective students viewed equipment used in the programs, experienced simulators used in classroom labs, and even experienced what it's like to get a massage from a massage therapy student. Rylan Nilsson came to the open house hoping to see what he can be expecting in his program when he starts up school in the fall.
I'm hoping to go to school in September, so I'm just taking a look at what I need to do to make that happen, I guess, and see what to expect.
Quinton says that while 130 pre-registered for the open house, 231 prospective students showed up for Saturday's event. He also adds that 28 applications for admission were received during the open house. For eNEWS, I'm Aaron Haugen.
Quinton says plans are already in the works for next year's open house. They include development of a mobile app that will allow users to view tour schedules and get reminders when tours are about to start.
It's the unofficial beginning of the end for Alberta's post-secondary education students. Reading Week takes place every February, beginning with Family Day on Monday. It gives students a much-needed break before the drive to the end of the school year. Institutions implemented the week-long vacation in response to studies showing college and university students suffering from high levels of stress and depression. The move has yielded positive results, and a number of institutions have moved to include a reading week in their fall semester. The U of L is adding a fall reading week to its 2017 academic schedule. Lethbridge College is currently studying the merits of a similar move. Coming up after the break, why members of the community took to the plunge in the icy water, and how one man is planting seeds of growth for the future.
Okay, when I get this reading done, I need to study for math, then time for work.
Have a lot on your mind lately? 1 in 100 people are affected by schizophrenia. They know. Give up.
Listen to me.
Give up. You're an idiot.
Hey.
They know.
Listen to me.
You will fail.
Hey.
You will fail.
Listen to me.
You're an idiot. You are going to fail. There is help, and there is hope.
Mental health disorders are second highest in hospitals. 1 in 2 youth are reported being bullied right now. Discrimination of LGBTQ youth is 3 times higher than heterosexual youth. Youth are not statistics.
It's time to break stereotypes and create opportunities for youth in safe environments and change the way we see them. The new generation, our generation.
Crime Stoppers and Lethbridge Regional Police need your help in solving a suspected arson. At approximately 1:45 p.m. on October 9th, a man was seen exiting a blue Ford truck parked outside of 319 8A Avenue South, pouring suspicious contents onto the sidewalk and bushes in the front yard. The driver then returned to the vehicle and fled the scene. The sidewalk and bushes caught on fire, leaving damages to the front yard and parked car. If you have any information on this or any crime, please contact Crime Stoppers by any of these methods. Standard message and data rates may apply. Crime Stoppers will pay up to $2,000 for information leading to an arrest. Remember, you will not have to attend court or testify, and you will remain anonymous. We want your information, not your name.
Welcome back to eNEWS. Some southern Albertans are getting serious about finding ways to combat rising food prices. According to Statistics Canada, vegetable prices alone have jumped more than 6% in recent months. Economists blame skyrocketing prices on the lower value of the Canadian dollar versus the American greenback. Prices are higher as Canada imports much of its fresh produce from the U.S. I found out how this prompted a local man to turn over a new leaf. A local resident is digging up his roots to get a taste of some homegrown produce. The rising cost of vegetables has inspired one man to take the matter into his own hands. Lethbridge resident Brian Nielsen has been spending the winter educating himself and preparing for his first garden this spring. Nielsen says he misses the taste of the edibles he used to get from the garden when he was a kid.
You know, like I remember growing up, like that fresh vegetable on the table, salads and boiled vegetables just seemed to taste a lot better.
Nielsen has already begun germinating his seeds and started a complex composting process which will provide nutrients for his plants. He attributes his newfound knowledge to the internet, in which he has self-educated himself on the process. Nielsen took advantage of the recent warm weather to build his raised plant bed. Local produce will soon be flourishing in more than just home gardens. Developers will soon be breaking ground on a new 20-acre geothermal greenhouse located just south of Lethbridge here in McGrath. CEO of Ag Spectra, Lonnie Messick, is spearheading the project. He says it goes beyond just food.
It's not only food, but also jobs, community, sustainable communities, and also green communities.
Nielsen says along with having fresh foods, he has other reasons for starting a garden as well.
To relax, you know, something to do when I'm at home, not just watching TV, get outside, get some fresh air, a little exercise, you know, especially this time of year, you know, it's nice to be getting some of that vitamin D.
Nielsen estimates his costs at around $1,000, but he claims the investment will pay off for years to come. Nielsen says he believes in community and looks forward to sharing the fruits of his labor with neighbors.
Standing in cold winds and taking a dip into ice-cold water may not sound like your ideal way to occupy your downtime, but while it may not have been ideal, crowds nevertheless came out to spend the day at Nicholas Sharon Lake on the west side. As Megan Williams reports, it was all for a good cause.
Down the rabbit hole and into the frigid waters of Nicholas Sharon Lake they go. This was a far cry from the Boston Tea Party. Members of local law enforcement agencies took the plunge over the weekend to raise money for the Special Olympics. Athlete and Special Olympian Kyle Polvey and his fellow athletes will directly benefit from the funds raised. Polvey competes in curling and bowling, but was just glad he wasn't swimming on this day.
Hope those guys get in and out as fast as they can so they can warm up.
Animal Control Officer Skylar Plord was one such guy who did have a job to do after taking the plunge. Plord says this is the first time the Animal Control team has entered. He says members are only too happy to go for a dip in support of a good cause.
This year the event is a lot bigger than it has been in the past. We have a lot more teams who are going to take the jump today. So
it wasn't just law enforcement officers who were braving the frigid waters. Jennifer Sugar raised over $500 to enjoy the experience.
Cold. Very cold. The organizers saying this is the best turnout they've had in years. The Special Olympics goal has been reached with over $10,000 worth of fundraising going towards those who need it in order to compete for their favorite sport. For eNEWS, I'm Megan Williams.
With donations still flooding in, the local Special Olympics team has around $17,000 to go towards their competitive dreams, thanks to those who braved the freezing temperatures.
Here's hoping no polar conditions are in southern Alberta's immediate future. Let's check in with Chris Hodgkinsons, who's standing by with our forecast. Chris?
Hello everyone, this is your 5-day southern Alberta weather forecast. Starting off on Monday, we'll be seeing a high of 14 and a low of 5. It will be a little bit cloudy with some rain coming in on Tuesday when we get a high of 10 and a low of 6. Heading on to Wednesday, it'll stay around the same temperature, but the rain will be gone, which is always fantastic. Then we're going to head into Thursday, where it's going to be sunny all day, but it's going to be a bit chillier with a high of 6 and a low of 2 expected, while Friday will be a high of 7 and again a low of 2. That's your 5-day southern Alberta weather forecast.
Thanks, Chris. What if everything you know is wrong? That was the question CBC host and science journalist Bob McDonald posed to a local crowd Monday night. The audience was encouraged to think outside the box while he explained the science of our altered reality using a series of similes, metaphors, and his own life experience. McDonald says, given the problems the environment is facing, science can be a wonderful tool to understand the world and the role humans have to play.
Climate change and energy and blah, blah, blah. Well, science pointed those problems out. I think science can also point to some interesting solutions. And I think that we as a human species are smart enough that we can figure out how to do that.
McDonald's evening objective was to get people to shift their perception on reality, space, and time.
Collectible firearms and guns displays shot into Lethbridge last weekend. The annual Lethbridge Gun Show took over the main pavilion at Exhibition Park. As Craig Campbell reports, one gun collector's passion stole the show.
Gun show set its sights over the city again last weekend. The event started over 30 years ago and attracted hobbyists not only within southern Alberta, but from Saskatchewan and British Columbia as well.
Unique firearms for hobbyists from all walks of life could be found here at the exhibition over the weekend. This Colt was manufactured in 1881 and was said to be the same make and model used by Doc Holliday during the OK Corral shootout.
Del Straza, owner of Country Classics and Shooting Supplies, has been coming to the show for almost 7 years now. He came out in hopes not only to take part in sales, but also to promote the sporting aspect of shooting as well, such as shooting classic events his specific guns are tailored for.
You know, in the cowboy action, we're into recreating the Old West. It's a scenario shooting, it's a timed event, it's a family event. We start the kids at 8 years old.
Highlights included military gear and accessories as well. Exhibitors were able to purchase booth space to sell whatever range of items they wanted. Ted Puachoff makes it every year.
It expands people's general knowledge about guns and this, the way that people handle them, the safety and all that stuff. It's a good thing to have.
The event brought out not simply just men and women, but also families, each booth promoting heavy emphasis on careful firearm handling and safety protocols. For eNEWS, I'm Craig Kamba.
The next gun show in southern Alberta will be held on April 23rd and 24th in Claresholm. Coming up after the break, how a local composer's work has come to life, and how one woman's electric sounds can cause good vibrations.
Hey man, how's classes been?
Pretty rough, man. I've been feeling really depressed lately.
Oh. Well, I gotta run though, so I'll see you later.
You ready?
Yeah. Oh, nice man.
If you or someone you know is suffering from mental health issues, call 403-329-4775 for help.
Every day, animals are abandoned, given away, or become strays. They need someone to come into their life and give them a home that allows them to thrive and become part of a loving, caring family where they truly belong. Lethbridge and District Humane Society takes in handfuls of neglected animals who need your love and affection. Not only do you help them, they can end up helping you too in some shape or form. Make your house a home and adopt an animal that will bring as much joy into your life as they will do for you. Adopt today, save a life tomorrow.
Welcome to the Cardiac Report. I'm Megan Williams. Today we're joined by Brooke French, the women's volleyball player. Brooke, thanks so much for joining us.
You're welcome.
So being a veteran on the team, how have you seen things change over the last couple of seasons?
Our team has really come a long ways, not only volleyball-wise, we've come a lot stronger, but as a team, and the culture has really changed the last few years where we have some very dedicated girls on the team.
Fantastic. I hear you guys talk about team spirit at the end of every game. How's that looking after the season that you've had so far? A little bit tough this go round.
Yes, the season's been really tough. We haven't won very many games, but we stick together and we're a family, and so that really helps keep our spirits high and us going into more games.
Great. Looking forward, not too much left of the season. What are we looking to improve on? Things that you folks have talked about as a team?
Well, we're playing Briarcrest our last game, and they are a team that's looking to win nationals. And it'll be our last game, so we're hoping that we could at least take a few sets or a couple games off of them, especially because they'll be debuting at nationals, and it'd be really good for our team. And then just going into off-season with a positive attitude.
Fantastic. Thank you for joining us. That's all the time we have today. We'll catch you next time on the Cardiac Report.
Thanks, Megan. Through the art of music, one University of Lethbridge student composed the music for a main stage production that opened this week. In his fourth year of drama studies at the university, he got to turn his dreams into realities sooner than he expected. playing a guitar and singing are just two of the many talents A.J. Beauregard possesses. He is the fourth-year university student at the U of L and was shocked when he was asked to compose the music for the fine arts production of the Caucasian Chalk Circle. But not only did Beauregard compose the music, he also has a role in the performance.
Can't help but listen to the music and listen to everybody singing it and kind of just really loving everything, all the heart, all the dedication that the whole cast put into learning the songs.
Beauregard adds that it is satisfying to hear people in the audience singing the songs that he wrote. The Caucasian Chalk Circle has 3 showings remaining.
Elsewhere on the performing arts scene, a composer who developed links between technology and artistic disciplines had students in a trance with an eccentric performance. This innovative performer launched her most recent tour right here in Lethbridge. Halen Cooper reports.
Deathly silent, ears tuned in to the notes of interpretive HyperFlute filling the air. Composer Cleo Palacio Quenten mesmerized the University of Lethbridge with unique and methodical styles of music. Interfaced into a computer, her flutes have electronic sensors fixed to the keys to cue videos and soundscapes for her pieces. This opens an avenue for sharing her inspirations from not only composers, but every aspect of life as well.
I couldn't give just 1 or 2 names. I mean, I'm inspired by everything I hear, from the wind in the trees to the traffic passing by, and of course, lots of new music that's around and lots of improvised music.
The futuristic styles and sounds combined with the eccentric nature of the performance piqued the interest of enough students to pack the hall and had some students leaving with fresh outlooks.
I found myself zoning out and just thinking of like using a flute as an instrument on some of the instrumentals that I would create.
Although Quentin's performance at the U of L was shorter than her usual pieces, she crafted her set list with the same careful planning as she would with any other show.
I chose them to put them in a specific order as well, because I think they all relate somehow. I guess the relationship between the pieces is mostly that they're all been written for me.
Developing hyperflutes since the 90s, Quentin was awarded the Director's Interdisciplinary Excellence Prize in 2008. She is also the first woman to own a doctorate in electroacoustic composition from the University of Montreal. For eNEWS, I'm Halen Cooper.
Quentin took her show to Calgary for 1 show before heading to Victoria and Winnipeg for a series of performances and workshops.
We are only days away from the one romantics look forward to every year. Here's Matt Olet with a little romantic advice to help you get ready for Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day is coming up, and it's likely you might be going on a first date. It's a nerve-wracking experience for sure, but if you follow these 5 tips, your date will go better. So these are the top 5 things not to do on a first date. Don't look at your phone. This is a no-brainer to me, but if this is not common knowledge for you, then I'll let you on a little secret. People like eye contact on a first date. Even glancing at your phone gives a signal that you're not invested, so don't do it. Don't talk about your ex. Talking about your failed past love life is not exactly going to land you a second date, so please don't do it. Don't talk about yourself through the whole date. This is a bit of a balancing act because obviously you'll be talking about yourself to some degree, but don't overdo it. Don't be late. First impressions are everything, so if you're late, you're digging yourself a hole. And lastly, don't look like a slob. This goes back to the first impressions thing, but looks do matter. So be your best for your special guy or gal. That's all the pearls of wisdom I have. Hope you guys have a lovely Valentine's Day.
Thanks, Matt. So, do you have any Valentine's Day plans this weekend, Sarah?
Well, it looks like, yes, I do. We're heading out to Castle Mountain for the weekend, so should be a good time, get some boarding in. How about you? Any big plans?
Nothing big. I'm planning to head home for reading week. Really looking forward to that. That seems to be all the time we have today. I'm Cole Swear.
And I'm Sarah Redicop. And from all of us here at eNEWS, have a great weekend and happy Valentine's Day.